Opposition's attack on center over the LAC standoff is blunted. Top Chinese analyst has endorsed Modi's Mazboot resolve and has backed India's effort to fight back Chinese aggression. Chinese analyst Gordon Chang, in his article, "The Chinese Army Flops in India," narrates how the PLA troops have been pushed back and that the Indian troops are now controlling the territory once in Chinese hands. And what he has written, viewers, in this article is quite significant. Revelation number one is very, very important. According to a Chinese watcher, a China watcher who is a very well-known strategic affairs expert in China, he says that Indian leaders and soldiers are no more psychologically paralyzed. Till now, China was always under the impression that it will be able to get its way as India remained defensive after the 1962 war. But now, as China took India by surprise on 15th of June and India responded ferociously, and this clearly stunned China. It ensured that Chinese troops went back. They were pushed back. That is a big revelation coming from somebody who understands how PLA functions, what's happening in China. Then revelation number 4 is also very, very important. Seeing newfound boldness of India's troops, Chinese soldiers retreated, and first time in a half century, India carried out an offensive against China, something that Chinese never had imagined, never had even expected. So the winds are changing, time has changed, and that's something that's being witnessed on the ground as well. Pradeep Datta joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Pradeep, this is significant because this kind of an account is coming from an insider.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and see, very important points he has made when he's talking about that India is no more a victim of 1962 defeated syndrome. Second, India is no more defensive. There is in fact a proactive response from the Indian side, what in fact the armed forces and others had been talking about, how India was able to block physically Chinese troops who were trying to occupy some of those strategic heights in Chushul as well as in Pangong Tso area. India didn't allow them to do so. And what really happened on June 15th, Prime Minister already had made it clear that marte mare hain. But the problem is that the opposition was not acting in a responsible manner. They were acting more like the mouthpiece for China rather than trusting their armed forces, rather than trusting their Prime Minister. They were trying to carry the version of what China is trying to propagate and unleash in the form of propaganda through their mouthpiece, Global News, Global Times. So that is a big problem. I think asking question for the opposition is not a problem. The problem is that the way they are behaving and reacting in a manner, despite in fact Indian Prime Minister making it clear that how Indians have been able to push Chinese troops, not allowing them to occupy certain heights, whether it was Galwan area, whether it was Pangong Tso or any other area along the line of actual control in eastern sector of Ladakh. Now I think this is the time for them to understand, and that the reality on the ground is totally different. As in fact the Chang has rightly mentioned in his article that nowadays the troops of India of 2020 is totally different from India of 1962. In 1962, India had a more of a defensive strategy. It was in fact, both leadership as well as the armed forces, they were quite paralyzed, not able to do what exactly to do in that particular situation. But this time, they are giving them back ferociously. They had been able to push back Chinese troops, and we had been able to kill so many of the Chinese soldiers. Problem is that China believes in deception. China is in a denial mode. And what exactly our opposition party leaders are doing? They are only buying the argument and the propaganda being unleashed from across the border rather than listening to their Prime Minister. The question arises, how many times they have answered to the question of signing Memorandum of Understanding, the Congress party, Memorandum of Understanding with any particular regime, like in Communist Party here. So they have to answer questions, not that Prime Minister has to come every day and to answer to the questions what actually opposition is asking. They can ask questions, but they should act in a responsible manner than portraying a picture that India is a divided house.
Pradeep, requesting you to stay on with us. We have Tehseen Poonawalla, who's a political analyst, joining us on the broadcast. We also have with us Colonel Retired Shailendra Singh, who is a defense expert. Good morning to both of you, gentlemen. Major General G.D. Bakshi, defense analyst, also now joining us on the broadcast as well. Good morning to you as well, General. Firstly, Colonel Shailendra Singh, what do you make of this new revelation that has been made, and that too by a well-known expert on China, that it's not probably the India of 1962, it's the India of 2020?
Wait, You see, we must be very clear in two, three things. One is, we have an adequate knowledge that China is absolutely into propaganda war, and they do it well also. We must admire our enemy. They do it well. So we understand everything now. Second part is this 1962 being played in Indian media as well as Chinese media or any media world over. I want all of them to continue to have this impression that we are of that 1962. Please continue with your impression, because as Indian Army, I know my army, I know myself, I know my country, that where are we. So if you want to live as China, you want to live in that dream that the India is 1962, it suits me very well, because this time I have already given you a trailer of Black Top and Helmet Top. We will give you a full picture that what are the differences between 62 and now. You will be shocked. You will be aghast to understand on ground, because now since 29th, 30th of August, you have already started realizing where is India and where is China.
Right. Stay on with us, Colonel Shailendra Singh. Tehseen, Prime Minister Modi said, "Marte marte mare hai." After the Galwan face-off, there were many in the country who did not want to believe him. Then there were certain accounts that came from foreign media which seemed to suggest that the casualty count in China was much higher than what was being reported. And now you have a well-known strategic expert who's saying that India is not giving the invaders the opportunity to actually invade. At the same time, Indian troops are controlling the territory once in Chinese hands. What will you say now? Will you still doubt the action of the army Jawans there at the LAC?
Hina, good morning, and good morning to all our veterans who have served the Indian Army and served our country. I want to just put one thing forward. I hope I'm not interrupted. I'm going to be very brief, so don't interrupt me. Yes, we talk about 1962, and yes, we did lose a war in 1962 against China. But I fail to understand, I understand Times Now doesn't speak about 1967 or 1987. Why our veterans don't remember 1967, Natula or Chola, where we won and we defeated the Chinese army. 1987 under General Sundarji, where Operation Checkerboard, we wiped out China, we made Arunachal Pradesh a state. China had to run with its tails between its legs. So India had massive military success against China in the past. So let's not compare 1962, talk about 1967 and 87. Now coming to this point, I agree with the earlier speaker. Today, Red Dangla top, Black Top, we are dominating the heights. There is no doubt about it. At the South Pangong, so we are in a dominating position. But I want to end by asking one question. This is a critical question, if you can answer, Hina, for me, or your correspondent. In April, India and China both do military exercises in Ladakh. India this year did not do its military exercise because India did Operation Namaskar considering COVID, but China did its military operations. ICBP and NTRO sent satellite images and 18 letters to the Home Ministry and Ajit Doval of Chinese intrusion. This face-off, yes, we are beating the Chinese, has happened because of the failure of Ajit Doval and Amit Shah ji.
Okay.
It happened in Pathankot. It happened in Pulwama.
So this newfound bond, 1 second, Tehseen, I gave you time to respond. You went to other issues instead of responding to the specific question that I had asked you. Tehseen, I heard you. I gave you more time than I gave to the previous panelist. But according to you, if the foreign media, if the experts on this subject are saying that India's newfound boldness has stunned Chinese soldiers and Xi Jinping, is the result of the failure of Mr. Ajit Doval and the Home Minister of the country.
I understood. You are taking my time. Was this boldness not there in 67? Was this boldness not there in 87? And the question that you're not answering, Hina, and you're running away is...
No, I'm not running away. My job is to ask questions here on the show, Tehseen. You have come here to respond to my questions. Well, if you have questions, then of course we'll probably have a conversation some other time. I think Major General G.D. Bakshi has been patiently listening to you. He wants to respond as well.
Because you clearly want to interrupt and protect Amit Shah. Why are you not answering the question when 18 letters were written to Amit Shah ji, when satellite images were gone of interruption, what were they doing? And why are you not talking about 67 in East?
Tehseen, I think you've come prepared for something else. We are discussing what a well-known strategic affairs expert has said about the change as far as Indian troops are concerned. We are discussing that. I think Major General G.D. Bakshi wants to respond now. 1 second, Tehseen. Tehseen, we gave you time. Tehseen, 1 second. Yes.
Sir, can I also have my say? Because I know I'm Nachizu. Thank you. Look, it's like this, that this year, the Chinese surprised us in April, May. Every year we do exercises to coincide with them. This year we did not. Everybody knows why. It was because of COVID, right? We were surprised by the Chinese who moved 2 divisions, the 4th Highland Motorized Division, the 6th Mechanized Division. They brought it 1,000 kilometers from Xinjiang and deployed it opposite the eastern Ladakh to threaten our newly constructed road from Leh to Darbuk to Daulat Beg Oldi. That is the basic problem. That is why we have been insisting on status quo ante. We were surprised. But then the Indian Army matched them soldier for soldier, tank for tank, gun for gun. And now we have gained the upper hand strategically and tactically. Every single dominating height, including above 4 fingers to 8 fingers area, that ridge is in Indian hands, the top of that ridge. Okay? And when the Chinese intruded north of the Pangong Tso, we went south of the Pangong Tso, we preempted them and we occupied Black Top, Helmet Top, Rezangla, that entire...
Sorry to interrupt you there, but Major General G.D. Bakshi, today the world is acknowledging this change. The world is acknowledging this newfound boldness that India is now showing at the border, something that wasn't there earlier, and that is why a lot of leaders in China also seem to be rattled and indulging in lying as well. Stay on with us, Major General G.D. Bakshi. I know Colonel Singh also wants to respond, but before that, I want to go across to my colleague Karishma as well. Karishma, over to you. I believe you have a guest with you. Karishma, over to you. Okay, we'll try and fix that audio with my colleague Karishma in just a bit. But yes, Colonel Singh, I think you wanted to make a quick point.
You see, whatever we are discussing, that we want to show the world that we are not 62 and we are in present day. You tell me one thing, I'll agree with the Chinese propaganda that we are weak, because we are weak at Helmet Top, we are weak at Black Top, we are weak by taking Rechingla, we are weak what we did at PP14. And if this is the weakness which China is liking and want to advertise, allow me to assure them and assure the world that we will continue to be weak like this. We will take this complete Kailash range and we will continue to be weak. Because if this is the language you want to understand, fine with me. And above all, I don't have to prove anything to the world. I will show it to you on ground. If you can do Gogra and hot spraying, I can do all this. Okay. And I can continue to do this to your damage, to your propaganda war. Okay. Please continue on that.
Okay, requesting all my guests to please stay on with us. I know Major General G.D. Bakshi also wants to respond. I'll go across to Tehseen as well, but I have to slip into a very, very short break. We'll be back with more on the story on the other side. Stay with us. Welcome back here with us on Times Now. The big focus that we have for you is about China and how opposition's attack on the center over the LAC standoff is now blunted after an insider has revealed that actually it is India and the kind of ferocious behavior India is showing every time there is an aggression from China's side has stunned the PLA troops at the LAC. Tehseen, it was Rahul Gandhi only who had said that Prime Minister's cowardice allowed China to take our land. But there you have an insider from China only revealing that Indians have taken back the territory once held by China.
I presume I won't be interrupted. I'm going to be very brief, and I was.
Tehseen, you are never interrupted. Please take your time, make your point.
Because the questions, because there's an attempt to protect Ajit Doval and Amit Shah ji. So I'm going to be again.
I ask you a simple question, Tehseen. I give you time all the time. Please respond to the question. I mean, you don't have to give these kind of statements before you start responding.
Yes, I want to answer. When ICBP and NTRO sent reports that there was an intrusion into India, into North Pangong Tso and Galwan, these reports, 18 and 17 satellite images, were sat on by Ministry of Home Affairs and Ajit Doval ji, thus leading to this escalation. There is no doubt in my mind today that South Pangong Tso, the entire Kyushu sector, we are dominating. We've got the heights, whether it's at Black Top, Helmet Top, etc. But Rezangla Heights, etc. But the fact is, for the first time in 45 years, we've lost 12 martyrs, 12 braves. Yes, we may still 100 of theirs, no doubting it. We did it in 67, thousands of the soldiers were killed. But we lost 20 of our people, our children, our brothers. Why was this incompetence allowed is the question that must be asked.
Okay, yes, we have Major General G.D. Bakshi who now wants to respond to you. You've made your point, you've raised the question. Tehseen, you've made your point, you've raised the question. Let's get a response also. It can't be a monologue, right? Let Major General G.D. Bakshi now respond to you.
This question.
Okay, Major General G.D. Bakshi.
Thank you, and I hope I'll also be allowed to speak uninterrupted. Look, I would like to remind Tehseen Poonawalla that I was in the Military Operations Directorate in 1987, right? And even then, in 1987, there was no kinetic action against the Chinese. What we had done in Sundarang Chu was exactly what we have done in South Kyushu. We occupied the dominating heights and they were below us. And that settled the matter. Because in the mountains, if you secure the height and the other chap is in the valley down below at your feet, he's at a tremendous disadvantage. I want to go along and elaborate one thing.
Yes,
in 1967, it was different. Kinetic action was taken. Medium artillery was opened and some 850 Chinese soldiers were killed. And that is what got us proper peace for good about 53 years. Right?
Yes.
We need to do the same now. We have gained the dominating height. And if China still doesn't want to have peace, then we need to convert our domination into real tactical advantage by kinetic action as we had done in 1967.
Okay.
We need to give them a bloody nose. They are asking for it.
Tehseen, I hope it has cleared all your doubts now. I give you last 10 seconds and I have to wind up this debate.
Exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. In 87, they ran away, they scampered away with Operation Checkerboard. 67, we defeated them, do it again. But the question of Ajit Doval's incompetence must be asked, and it must be asked by the media.
Okay, so even where at a time when the world is acknowledging how India is giving a befitting reply time and again to China, there are some in the country who still don't want to believe even those people. I appreciate all my guests for joining us here on this broadcast, requesting all of you